The goal of this program is to provide the principles and tactics of self-defense for personnel employed in the security and private investigation industries. The concepts are also valid for any civilian to use for self-defense and control of an assailant. The self-defense and control tactics learned will develop confidence and augment on-the-job performance while providing a professional approach to security with the employee, assailant, and public safety taken into account. This program must be used in compliance with the rules and regulations put forth by all levels of government and is taught accordingly. One of the most fundamental aspects of self-defense is knowing how and where to step. The octagon, 8 directions, is a pattern designed to teach this concept. The premise is to move out of the line of fire and place yourself in an advantageous position where control of the aggressor can be achieved safely. Note how each step and pivot follows the lines of the octagon. It's important to always lead with the leg in the direction that you want to travel. Stepping across yourself leaves you vulnerable and off balance. As you can see, the first step is smooth, the second one is awkward. In some circumstances, a pivot may be all that you have time for. The pivot works along the same lines as the octagon. Once stepping is understood, we can apply soft hand techniques to the situation. It is important that the hands and feet work together and are in sync. Note how stepping along the lines serves to deflect the assailant. As you feel your assailant grab your wrist, immediately bring up your free hand. From this position, you can easily defend against a punch. When you feel the timing is right, use a quick downward motion to break free. This technique done correctly can be used to clear a punch and break free in one fluid motion. Thrust the hand downwards towards the floor, then bring your hand up, palm facing you. At the same time, shift back and on a 45-degree angle, reach under the assailant's hand, grabbing and applying the wrist lock. Using the octagon, sidestep the punch and bring the arm up into a wrist lock. Lean the assailant back to keep them off balance and maintain control. The arm can be straightened out again to apply an arm bar and safely take the assailant to the ground. On feeling the grab, rotate your arm so that your palm is facing you, elbows in. Turn your palm and grab the wrist to roll the arm into an arm bar position. Keep your elbow against the assailant's back to prevent them from turning for an elbow strike. Use the arm bar to take them down as required. This application is very similar to the single wrist grab. On feeling the grab, immediately thrust both hands towards the floor. This will pull the assailant off balance. While shifting back, bring the arms up, crossing them. Grab the assailant's hand and apply the wrist lock. This technique is very similar to intercepting a punch, but from being grabbed. Bring the arm up and use your other arm to assist, bringing the assailant to an armbar position. Bend the elbow and aim the fingers towards the face, applying the lock. Lean the assailant back to keep them off balance and maintain control. Speed and timing are important. The assailant grabs the shoulder. Immediately raise the arm to intercept the punch while shifting the body out of the way. Make a large circle with the arm fully extended, bringing it around and trapping both of the assailant's arms. Immediately drop your weight, thrust your hips back, and roll your shoulders forward. This forms a gap between the assailant's arms and your body. Dropping the weight prevents you from being lifted off the ground. Taking advantage of the gap, bring one hand through, clasp both hands together, and push forwards to break the grab. Take hold of the assailant's arm, turn and apply an armbar. The assailant grabs the throat. Immediately straighten one arm, thrusting the fingertips into the throat. As the grip loosens, reach up and grab one hand and apply an armbar or Z-lock as the situation requires. Turn your head so that your face is against the assailant's body. Reach under the assailant's leg and grab the flesh of the inner thigh, giving it a good twist. This will serve to loosen the grip. At the same time, the other hand is used to block any incoming punches. Using this hand, grab the fist of the arm around your neck, pull away using your body while pressing down against the assailant's hip with the other hand. Slip out and apply an arm bar for control. Once control of the assailant has been established, it may be necessary to restrain them with the use of handcuffs. Care and caution must be used to prevent injury to both the defender and the assailant. It is important to control the assailant all the way to the ground. Once on the ground, the defender straddles the assailant's hips. This position prevents undue pressure on the chest and will not restrict the assailant's breathing. Control is maintained by the arm behind the assailant's back as well as manipulation of the handcuffs. Once the cuffs are applied, the assailant is rolled into the recovery position where they can be kept until the authorities arrive, or they can be raised to their feet to be escorted away. The use of loud verbal commands may be used to help motivate the assailant to comply. If the assailant is struggling, kneeling on the back of the thighs will help to restrict their movement. A knee on the back of the free arm will also help to control the assailant. Once cuffing has been completed, keep one hand on the chain of the cuffs. Do not stand directly behind the assailant but off to one side. This is to protect against any kicks while still maintaining control. The baton should be used as a last resort against someone who is armed, or if there's a large size discrepancy. Striking motions follow the diagonal lines, down and back up in an X pattern, forward thrust, and up and down, and a side-to-side motion. Avoid striking with a rigid arm. Instead, use a flick of the wrist. When blocking with the baton, use your free hand to brace the baton and augment the block. If the assailant is much larger, this is an effective way to block their punches. The baton lends itself well for dealing with someone armed with a weapon such as a pool cue or a stick. Block the attack with the baton braced. Should the assailant grab hold of the baton, it can be used as a lever to disarm and control the assailant.